touching hands with someone seriously beautiful.
Another part of the film that I didn't like was actually Natalie getting dragged off. I mean, I saw it coming because it's sort of in the trailer, so I sort of thought, oh, she's going to get dragged off now. And it wasn't much of a fright compared to some of the other frights that I got in the film. But I did think that the actress was good for screaming that long, if that helps at all. Anyway, they end up running down all these stairs and through these tunnels, and they're getting chased by all these mutant people that have like spawned out of nowhere. Michael tries to shut the door, but he's grabbed, and so Zoe, Amanda and Paul are left on their own. As they start to venture down and further down into the tunnels of underneath where the disaster happened, they can hear that the people are trying to chase them. Paul then finds this room with the other two, and they find all these bits and pieces laying around, which they actually realise that's where the mutant people have been living for all these years. He spots Chris's engagement ring, which he was going to use to propose to Natalie, on the floor. And when he picks it up, he hears some groans coming underneath the sheet. As he lifts up the sheet, this weird mutant thing comes running out and flying towards them. It's basically like a human head, but with a baby's body. That's the only way I can describe it. It goes flying at them, trying to attack them, but they end up running away anyway. That bit of the film I did find good because you didn't see what the mutant thing looked like. You only saw that it had a big head and a small body, and it was just sort of like across the floor. So that was really good. I did think the way that they used the camera angles and the shots and the transitions between the shots was really, really good. So that it didn't give too much away, and so you still kept guessing about what these actual people looked like. As they run, they find a ladder, and Paul and Amanda climb up the ladder, and Zoe gets dragged down by the mutants. So they finally leave her, and they start to develop some blistering on their faces, and they start to notice that their skin is like boiling. This is the effect of the radiation, because they have now entered the site underneath where the actual disaster came from with the big tunnel things. As they venture deeper into the ground, they realise that the radiation is getting stronger and there's more of it, which means their skin is on fire and they're having more effect of it. Amanda then finds Natalie laying on the floor with blistering all over her face, meaning that she's dead. As they clamber their way through, only Paul and Amanda remain. The others have all disappeared in some mysterious way, or been eaten alive, or been burnt by the radiation. They finally come to this point where they're about to survive, and they exit, only to be meted by a load of people from the army, military I guess. They start pointing the guns at them and saying, get down, don't come any closer, and all that jazz. And Paul, at this point, has pretty much gone blind because the radiation got to his eyes so much that it started burning, and we think, well, the audience think that he's lost his sight completely. So he starts feeling around, you know, trying to go towards the military when they've told him to stay where he was. So they shoot him straight through the chest. Amanda then just collapses to the floor and starts to cry and just stays there, and then the next thing you see is a bag being put over her head. The end of the film is then very, very bizarre because you see Amanda getting carted through a hospital by two masked people. Now, the masks are to stop them getting affected by the radiation. A doctor is with them and he takes them through into these rooms. The doctors then start speaking in their own language. Take that's like Ukraine or something. So they start talking that language, and they reveal that all the people were escaped patients from this underground layer, and basically they've all been captured and re-secured. They then reveal that all the other American people, including the two other tourists, Michael and Zoe, are dead, and that Amanda is the only one left alive. But because she has seen the patients, this means that she has to be contained. So the film ends with them opening a door and shoving her into this room. She then scans the room and says, "Who's there? Who's there?" and then you see a lot of mutated people running at her and basically, I'm guessing, eat her alive. So, that was the film. I do think the ending was a little bit strange because they had to kill her. I mean, they could have let her survive, or maybe they could have done a twist ending where some of her friends came back as the mutants as well. I think that a better ending for the film might have been that she got put into a hospital and she was blinded from the radiation and she had no recollection of what had happened to her over that course of that week. Meaning that the whole experience would never ever get televised, it would never get spoken about because no one would know about it, because the people that did know are all dead and the only remaining survivor has not a clue of where she is or what she's been doing. So the end of the film was a little bit like, oh my god! I do think they handled the whole situation with the Chernobyl disaster very, very good, because they didn't do anything that could possibly offend anyone. I mean, they didn't disrupt the actual place of Chernobyl. They just sort of left things be and they just acted around their environment. I think it was a very, very good film, and actually going to the location actually made it even better, because I think if they actually built a set for the film, that it wouldn't have had the same impact on the audience as what it did. So overall, very, very jumpy, a little bit scary at times. A couple of things could have been done a little bit better, but I liked the way that they filmed the whole film with it almost being like there's a cameraman behind them, but they didn't actually notice he was there, and that he actually wasn't there, it was just the way that it was filmed. I guess that comes with Oren Peli doing Paranormal Activity and everything being done through an actual camera, through CCTV, and through audio tapes, I guess. So maybe that's something that he likes to do, hence the film had that sort of uneven quality about it. So, I give Chernobyl Diaries a 7 out of 10, because I do think it was really, really good and I thoroughly enjoyed myself, but I didn't get the bear. I just didn't understand it. Sorry. Oh, and I also didn't think that the characters would die in the order that they did. I sort of guessed that Yuri would die first because he was like the military guy, which basically meant that the rest of the characters would be left completely defenceless and would have to learn how to cope with the situation. I thought one of either Michael or Zoe would have died first, followed by Amanda and Paul, and left Chris and Natalie to the end because they were sort of the lovers. But anyway, what's with sticking to the book, say everyone has a right to be creative. So kill anybody, kill everybody, kill only one person, I don't care. You just killed a lot of people in very weird ways. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to post the link of the trailer down below. Remember to subscribe and follow me on Twitter, and those are in the bit after this. Thanks everyone, see you later.